Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids across our beloved empire. And of course, a shout out to the Kiadi Coneheads. They've been getting a little mad. I haven't given them a shout out. There's your shout out. But on top of that, here on Arnold Holiday News, the only news you ever need because you have no other choice, we have to give a shout out to another species. And that is going to be the Sisters of the Night, the Night Sisters. Got an interesting update here today. First things first, we got to talk about an Asajj Ventress Omicron boosting Night Sisters, and thank Babu Frick. It's a Grand Arena Omicron, and it looks pretty nice. Night Sisters, I've been wanting a touch up on them. You know, Omicrons are kind of their way of a light monetized way of getting reworks into the game. I'm a big fan of Omicrons. We'll see where this leads us. We'll talk about that. And on top of that, I gotta laugh a little bit. It's funny how we got Datacron economy changes that we need to talk about for the better, of course. But we got the Datacron economy changes before we got our full phase 1 gear economy changes. Thought that was kind of funny. So a lot to talk about. Sit back, relax, grab your Java juice, and let's get on into the action here. Let's just go straight into this right here. The Asajj Ventress Omicron for her unique ability, Rampage. So that's the first thing to point out. That's nice because unique abilities, they give you more flexibility, whereas leads, who knows? Qui-Gon, Dash, and there's gonna be a time where their Omicron's gonna fade, kind of like Darth Maul Zeta's lead faded into existence. But unique abilities with Zetas and Omicrons, they tend to give you more bang for buck, long-term value on your roster. So it's nice that it's not on her lead, it's her unique ability. So if you want to do Night Sister Talzin lead, Night Sister Asajj lead, Daka lead, you have the flexibility of doing so here. So before the Omicron, when any ally or enemy is defeated, Asajj gains 35% turn meter and gains 50% offense, 50% critical chance, and 5% max health, which is constantly stacking until the end of the encounter. But Asajj Ventress has 15 speed for each enemy with no buffs. Pretty standard. It's what it was before. It was one of the best Zetas for a period of time, and it's still an all right Zeta. But the Omicron for Grand Arena, not Territory Wars, not Conquest, nothing like that. So probably the most valuable way to get your Omicrons in the game. Grand Arena, Night Sister allies getting 30% max health straight off the get-go. Daka is gonna be extra thick with the triple, quadruple C at the very end. That is massive. Potency increases, incredibly important. They do a lot of debuff related things, plague, stuns, huge boost right there. And tenacity, that's one of the biggest drawbacks of Night Sisters is, well, like any team, you don't want to get stun locked, right? So it's going to be helpful to not get ability block, not get stun locked. Healing immunity is devastating. It's a little bit, but I think the max health is the most important thing. Potency second, tenacity is still nice nonetheless. When any ally enemy or enemy is defeated, all Night Sister allies are getting 10% turn meter. So keep it moving along, and there's already turn meter based things. For example, Asajj, Mother Talzin, Old Daka, they already have some turn meter based things. So you're going to get even more turn meter. And especially if you're running the Mother Talzin lead where you're getting revives, those revives from the Mother Talzin lead, they count as deaths as well. So when someone comes back and then they go away, you're triggering all these unique abilities. So basically the thing you got to worry about is if the Night Sister team's losing their allies, but they keep calling them when they're using their basic abilities of Mother Talzin's lead, they're going to be pumping lots of turn meter potentially to get them rolling again. And on top of it, you're getting 25% protection regeneration, and the cooldown of Endless Wrath is reset. When Asajj uses Endless Wrath, inflict healing immunity, so nice. That's a nice thing. The defense down was kind of meh on her AoE, but healing immunity is very nice on all enemies for 2 turns, and reduce their defense and max health by 4% for the rest of the encounter. My question is, I guess I could answer myself. Can it be resisted? It looks like it can be resisted. And of course, you can't use this on Galactic Legends. And lastly, Asajj has 10% critical damage for each enemy with debuffs. That AoE Endless Wrath is going to be a lot more devastating. Once you got that plague locked in, you're going to have 5 characters on the team, maybe 6 sometimes. So at best, you're probably going to get 60% critical damage increases. And that's on top of all the other nice things she's already getting on her unique ability. So overall, it looks to be a nice Zeta or Omicron. My question is, what are they going to do that they couldn't do before? Because they've already been a cheese-based team with low gear, Night Sisters, bad mods. You can kind of work your way through a Grievous victory, through a cleanup of some sort that might be kind of nasty. So it's one of those things that's not entirely evident right away. Where are we going to get the most bang for buck out of this in terms of what type of matchups? But I just want to point out again, You're already getting nice amounts of speed on Asajj, the turn meter. You're getting extra speed here. You're getting extra potency. So debuff should hopefully be a lot easier to apply as a result there. And then of course as well, you're also getting 5% turn meter. So there's turn meters right there. And this is really important. When a Night Sister ally uses the basic ability during their turn, a random defeated Night Sister ally is revived with 50% health and called to this. Then the revived ally is immediately defeated. So that's why I needed to point that out. Because yes, they're brought back for a brief moment for the assist, but it counts as a revive and death instantaneously. And that's why Imperial Troopers are such a hard counter to them, because that revive is free turn meter for the Imperial Troopers. But now you're going to benefit as well with the 10% turn and 25% protection recovery. Unfortunately, it's not health, because Daka is mostly a health-based character, but still, nonetheless, it looks to be solid. I just don't know what matchup is going to make it better, but I'm sure we're going to see some. Not this Grand Arena cycle. Next week is going to be the first time we see Night Sisters with their Omicron in. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. Is it going to make it better defensively, or maybe make the Grievous matches more consistent? We'll see where things go. Next thing we got to talk about here, Proving Ground, Razor Crest. There was an issue. Proving Grounds is kind of a dud of a game mode. We don't need to open up that wound right now, but there was a problem where people weren't getting the Razor Crest shards. They couldn't participate. Well, they know they're going to address that at some point down the road. Yeah, you guys know how it is. Shorty, already farmable. Man, time flies here. And Omega is now accelerated farmable as well, completing the Bad Batch picture. And she is the login award for this month. So, makes us wonder what we got going on, if there's something Bad Batch related. But let's talk about this. Economic changes to Datacron set 2. Again, you got to point out, it's pretty funny that we got our Datacron economy update before they actually did the next phase of the gear relief economy change, or even finished their phase 1 projects. Again, let's not open up that wound, because we can talk about that till we're blue in the face here. Moving on. Here's what we got. So they're going to be doing some economy changes based on what we've learned from set 1, and they're going to make some adjustments going into set 2. To help give you more materials to upgrade your Datacron. So here's what they got. Primary changes are retuning the Conquest milestone rewards for a hardware revamp. Okay, that's nice. Again, that's not going to be applicable to everyone, because not everyone can do hard mode. So if you are doing hard mode, that's going to benefit you. There are some more important changes that are going to benefit everyone, not just players like me. Completion of the Battle Pass reward track provides enough currency materials with the standard milestones to get you closer to level 9 Datacron. So here are the two main problems that I had with Datacrons. On top of all the mirror things, like, was this even needed for the game? Putting that aside, staying objective for a moment, staying on target, my two biggest complaints were farming them when Conquest, actually 3. Farming them when Conquest is not going around. That's part 1. Of course, going to the shipments. Yes, we know how that works out. Secondly, the heavy need for the Mark 1 Datacron pieces to level them up, because they were needed throughout tiers 1 and 3, and then throughout 3 through 6, which made it really difficult, 1, to get the level 6 Datacrons, and 2, made it difficult to at least get a couple of level 3s out there because of the heavy demand for those. And lastly, the other problem I have, the difficulty of getting to level 9. Really darn difficult. Now, if you complete the Battle Pass reward track, it provides enough currency and materials with the standard milestones to get you closer to level 9 Datacron. My only question is I don't know. It's unfortunate that they couldn't at least let you get a level 9 with the standard reward track. So of course, they want to incentivize you. And as I've said before, even before Datacrons were implemented, the $9.99 pass is probably one of the better valued things in terms of the Galaxy of Heroes economy. And now with the added addition of Datacrons, it's definitely a lot more valuable. And that's not even including the fact you might want the shards for whatever it might be, the Interceptor, Malgus. So if you are someone that spends money here and there, the $10 Battle Pass has got good value. I don't know about the $30 pass. I've never bought the $30 pass, and I don't want to, because it's monetizing quality of life that we asked for. Anyways, moving on. More Conquest changes. Hard and medium bonus nodes scaled payouts by a factor of 3. That was another thing. Those nodes were not really fun to farm stuff on. It's a nice thing to increase it. What's the overall look going to be? We gotta wait and see when it comes around. Added set 2 Datacrons and materials for purchase and shipments. All right. Reordered shipment items to place ally points and shard shop offerings at the top, which is probably going to be helpful because most of us are using that rather, and crystals are kind of a last resort things for a lot of people out there. This is interesting. Increased quantity of upgrade and reroll materials available for purchase by crystals. I have a feeling not a lot of people are buying them, and maybe they, again, it's one of those things that I find it hard for people to spend money on this when it's going to be gone in 3 months. So they really need to create some insane amount of value. If you want people to temporarily have this power, this might be where you're doing it. What's the increased quantity? I don't know. This is nice right here. Free calendar contains Datacron and upgrades up to a level 6. And here's the thing I've been noticing. It doesn't seem like you need 20 to 11 for offense, 11 for defense Datacrons. You really want to try to push for the best level 9 Datacron for your roster. Jedi Master, Kenobi, Rey, whatever it might be right now. Inquisitors for Lord Vader, whatever is in your roster here. And then maybe a couple level 3s that maybe for like the cooldown reductions. So that's why they need to make it easier to at least let people get a maxed out Datacron. And it seems like they're getting there, although I'm not seeing a lot of free-to-play ways of getting a level 9 fairly easy unless you go in shipments or you get the battle pass reward here. Next up here, this is the biggest thing right here in my opinion. This is the big complaint for a lot of people. Remove the Mark 1 upgrade material requirement from all upgrades past level 3. Previously they were needed through level 6. Now I'll show you guys quick, and that was the biggest problem. Unless you're spending lots of crystals, it's really hard to get dozens of level 3s in there because you're trying to build up to a level 6, maybe a level 9. They definitely need to separate the currency needed. Very much so how mods, you don't use the Mark 1 level mods to slice up to 6 dot. They only use it for like a tier or 2, and that's it. So something that should have been done. It's one of those things where it's hard to know if they intentionally made it bad, and they know they're gonna fix it, but by making it difficult, now saying they're fixing it makes us think they're being good people. I feel like this is already pre-planned. They overdid it at the very beginning. Anyways, enough conspiracy theories. Last thing, set to info. We already have it. So just a reminder on how this works. We're currently, I believe, probably like chapter 2 here. Soon we're going to be getting the next set. What's really important to know, and a lot of people are like, oh, I'll just hoard my materials and use it for the next set. It doesn't work like that. They're basically, so right now we have green material. They're most likely going to release a blue material, and the green materials cannot be used to upgrade the blue Datacron sets. And likewise, assuming the next chapter 3 is going to be orange, you can't use neither the green, neither the blue to upgrade the gold, orange, whatever you call it. And same thing, you can't use it for purple. So even though you might be hoarding materials, you know, there's a pro and con. The pro is for those that are late to the game, they're not going to be behind. Like with mods and Zetas, that's a time gated thing. With Datacrons, well, the upsides is it's only for 3 months. So if you miss this 3-month window, you're not missing anything because it's going away. Same thing with materials. You can't just hoard the materials and use them for the next set cycle. So there's a pro and con. The con is, of course, mostly penalizing a lot of you guys that might be playing and you're like, all right, I don't like this Datacron set. I'm going to save for the next one. They're not really giving you that leeway of hoarding and making that personal decision for yourself here. Anyways, the set 2, which is going to be this right here with its own set of upgrade abilities or upgrade materials, it's called Enduring Codex. I gotta say, I feel like their names aren't they're very weird. Treaties Inquisitorius, Enduring Codex. You know, you think a little bit more creative. It seems very boring. You know, anyways, faction-specific bonuses. It's going to be dedicated to Jedi and Rebels, Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Old Ben, Mon Mothma, Commander Luke Ezra. I can only imagine what Master Luke's gonna look like, Commander Luke's gonna look like. But I just want to make this very evident. I have a lot of complaints about Datacrons. We can talk about every single day until we're blue in the face, and then we're gonna be casted for the Avatar show. I firmly believe, I should say, Galactic Legends should not have Datacrons. That's just me, or at least bonuses. Yeah, fine, let them have the health steal. That's already bonkers in and of itself, and I feel like the extra added viability should exclude it. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm the minority. I feel like this should be kind of like Omicrons. We're gonna make Night Sisters better. Commander Luke Skywalker, cool. Make him God tier. General Anakin Skywalker, I just feel Galactic Legends are already very difficult as they are. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys tell me. Maybe you have a different opinion, but I feel like there's gonna be a good chunk of people that maybe feel my way. But I can see the other way. Maybe you're someone that has Rey. Is she the greatest Galactic Legend? No, she's good. Right now, she's deadly. With the Datacron, you're like, yes, it's my time to shine. And on the flip side, if you're a Sith Eternal owner, again, not the greatest Galactic Legend. He's been all right before Datacrons. He's doing horribly right now with these Datacrons sets. So again, there's always two sides of the same coin. Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and Droids. So let me know what your thoughts are. I appreciate you stopping by, the biggest and deadliest Star Destroyer. You guys are always amazing. From the bottom of my heart, wherever you might be, say it with me. It's great to be in the Empire. today.